Hey guys, this is Forsaken Reality here in the second video for the RPG tutorial series. In this video we will be doing the running blend space. I'll also be setting up a character component because it makes it easier when, say, we add AI in later. We don't need to recreate a bunch of the variables. We can just add the component to that and it'll have access to those variables. And we'll also be setting up sprinting and replicating it, and I decided to do the camera zoom in and out with the mouse wheel, and it'll toggle between first and third person when it zooms in so far. So without further ado, I'll get into that now. I actually decided to start doing everything beforehand, so I didn't run into any little issues to extend the video. I'll just show you the outcome of what we'll be working on today. So basically, we'll do a little bit to the walking, just for the rotation, and the running. And be able to zoom in the camera. We get so far, and we'll go into first person and set up. Go back out, I'll turn back on the camera lag for rotation. That will be it for this video. So now let's get into that. Let's put this out of the way. So you may have noticed that the map looks slightly different than where I left off. All I've done here was take down some walls and spread it out to make some room and for the lighting. And this right here probably doesn't say right away, but if you click it, then for some reason it's already spawned in the map like that. To get rid of that, you just pull it up like that. And I'm just going to create two of these. And I'm going to delete this character and go over to World Settings, Game Mode, and select my RPG game mode. So now that when I click play, it'll have my character set up there. Okay, so first things first, we're going to set up the walking or the running blend space. So go to ALS animations, right click the folder, animation, blend space, and then click the skeleton, yes, run. I'm just going to set up the jogging animations for now. That'll be fine. May do the sprinting later on, a full-on sprint. I might just keep it as the jogging animations. I might set up 3 different, like press a button to walk, and normal is just jogging. Either way, for now I'll just do this. I'll search run using the ALS animations. Or we're gonna need actually set the speed. Forgot to set these. I was talking, completely missed it. Speed is going to 8. I'm going to set speed to 0.4 for the interpolation time. 600 is the max speed, and this will start from where walking ends, 250. And backwards to left, backwards, backwards, left, backwards, right, sorry. Not letting me see this node here. Oh yeah, forward, right. There. I'm just gonna close out of this and quickly open it up so I can get this. And jogging animation there. That's the blend space done. Now we want to create, we're going to create a component. So I'm going to create a new, I need to, I'm going to pause the video because I need to reload my engine. So same little issue that happens in the first video. Okay, now I'm back after that. Now we will want to go into our blueprints folder, right click, create a new folder and call it components. I want to right click in this folder and click blueprint class, and it's going to be an actor component. BPC for blueprint component, character. And we're going to open this up. And here we are going to create a few variables. First one is going to be a bool in person. That'll be for the camera later. And there's going to be B running. There's going to be walk speed. We're going to set this to a float. And sprint speed or run speed. And that will also be a float. Compile. Walk speed. Set that to 250. That's our walk speed, or whatever your walk speed you set to. And 600 for run speed. So we have two of those, and we have that. We can just delete this out of here. And now we want to go and open up our character. Close out of the character component for now. Add component. And we're going to search for our character component. Add that. And now we have access to these variables. For example, I'm just going to organize this actually a little bit quickly. I'm going to delete this. VR. I'm going to delete the touch input. I'll move this over some. This down some. And then I'm actually going to control X this so it's copied. Then I'm going to open up an input graph, create a new graph and call it input graph. And then control V everything into there. So all my inputs will be in this graph now. Make it a little more organized. Once we get more inputs, it starts spreading out. In our event graph, now we want to go to search for begin play. Create that. We want to pull out our BPC component, character component, and we're going to search for walk speed, which is the variable we just created and set to 250. And so whenever the character is created, we're going to set the max walk speed, which is where the character gets its speed from. Set max walk speed. Character gets its speed from the character movement, so whatever this variable is set to will now set the speed for max walk speed when the gameplay runs when you start the game or character is activated. Set walk default walk speed. And I like to get rid of these bubble things because they kind of get annoying. I only use them for like this begin play for like a category with all the ones within it. I won't. Like this one's within this main one, so I don't want to have this like this. It's really spammy when there's a lot of them. Me. At least that's good, just as good enough of a reference, I believe. So now we have the walk speed set. Now we want to begin setting up the sprint. So we're going to want to get this and set sprint, or set running, sorry. You can name it sprinting if you want to, it doesn't really matter. It's easier for me. I decided running because I may add sprinting later as a whole different gate. So I decided running, so it'll be walking, running, sprinting. We're going to want to go to our project settings, edit windows, project settings there. Go to input, create a new action mapping. We're actually going to remove this for set VR because we don't really need it for this project. We're going to just set it to run. And the run button will be shift, left shift. Now we're going to search left or run in here. Run so it shows the input. It's pressed. Oh no, we're going to replicate this. So bring this down here. This one's gonna set running. This one's gonna set walking. So first we're gonna create a custom event. Call this one server run. Run on server. Another custom event. We'll call this one multicast run. I'm gonna rename this so it's not all capitals. And then the multicast, we're gonna set the run. And then we're going to run this from the server. So it sends it from the server to everybody. Then when it's pressed, we will do server run. So that toggles it on. Now we're going to set up server custom event. We need another custom event and call this one server walk. Could also set it to something like disable run, but walk just sounds easier because you can set it to walk at another point in time. Can't really think of an instance right now. I think it would be just more useful this way. And we're going to set this to run on server, reliable. I'm going to make sure all these are reliable. And one more custom event. We're going to call this one multicast run walk. Multicast reliable. Plug this into here. So this is right now is just setting the variable to run, not actually doing anything. The variable isn't actually controlling anything yet. but now we have it set up to use. Set up server walk here. So when you release, you will walk, and you press, you will run. You can also set up a flip-flop or whatever there too, but I like this better. And comment this. Sprinting replication. I'm actually going to make a replication graph because I'm going to put other things in there too, like destroying actors and different things that you can call multiple times. I might actually put it in some things in another area so you can call it, so you know, they call the player or recreate the replication for destroying actors and certain things multiple times. So I can Control X to copy and delete that. And I'll make a new graph called Replication Graph. Paste that in. This, you can just right click and refresh. But I can't see anything because I'm having that issue again. I don't usually get it this often, but it's pretty annoying that I am. Either way, now the sprinting replication is in there. And this is the sprinting action. So let's move that over. And turn off all these because eventually I'm just going to name the whole category movement. Because this is. I'm going to call it WASD because everyone knows what that is: forward, left, forward, backwards, left, and right. I think it's pretty obvious. And I'm going to put rotation here because this handles the rotation, not like clicks. And rotation rates. Name this whole category movement. This is what I mean where I only like name the category movement, but so I know all my movements will be in here, and I can just come in here and quickly look for the category named it. So I feel it's a bit easier. So that should be the speed setup. We don't have any animations set up, so we're going to want to go to our animation blueprint. Is an animations. I called mine master anim. First of all, I'm going to do a quick cleanup here, so have it done now before it gets too messy. I don't have to do it later. First, I'm just going to get rid of that. Are you kidding me? No way, this just happened again. It happened again. I can see it, but I can't see that. That sucks. I will work around it. I really hope someone has came across this and fixed it, because I would like to get this fixed. Either way, I'm going to fix this up. Anyway, I'm going to get back into the video. I'm going to check if the character reference is valid, so I'll run through that if it's valid. I'm going to get the movement component from the character reference. We're going to get the velocity from the character reference. Could connect it up, but I just don't want a bunch of strings all over the place. I'm just going to do this. Makes it look a little neater, in my opinion. It has the little reference. We set the reference right here, so when this animation is animation blueprint is initialized, it sets this reference to this blueprint. So we can use the character reference here. And the pawn owner is right there, connecting it to there. Don't really need that. since we just use this. So now we're going to want to pick the sprinting or the running. I'm calling sprinting so used to just 2. So we're going to drag off this. First, we're going to get character reference. I'm going to open up this so I can use this to see what I'm doing. And here we're going to search for running. Now we're going to search for our character component because that's where it is. It's annoying, I can't see this now. Character component. And from there we're going to get run. I'm going to promote this to a variable. It should already name it to running for you. Now we have this. Let's plug this into the speed. Actually, if you notice when we play, we should actually get an error. Yes, because it's running on a loop. So that means that this animation blueprint is created, initialized before this component on the character is initialized. So we want to wait for it to tell the component is valid before we start running into it. So we're going to drag off the component where it is valid. And if it is, we're going to plug this in here. And if it is not, we're going to plug this in here. Or, no, we're going to plug this into the execution, and if it's valid, and if it's not valid, we're not going to do anything yet. Now it's checking if running is valid, if the component is valid. Character valid. It is. We're going to set. Now it's going to select both of these and tick off that. Don't like it. Just going to comment this whole thing. Update animation. And I'm going to get rid of this and this, this and this. And I think the speed up. Update. And this is going to be initialize animation. So now these are both set up. Easy to find. Easier. You know what I mean? Okay, now that we have this in here, we can go to our animation graph, go to default, drag off hair. No, not conduit. I hate that I can't see this. Add state. We're just going to call this run. Then we're going to drag back down into the idle run. We will rename to idle walk. And to get it to go into running, we need to check this is true. So if we are running, it will run in and it will run out when we are not. So we want a not bool, so we are not running anymore. Means the button isn't pressed. Then you'll come back to the idle walk state. That should be oh no. Actually, I have to put an animation in. So in the run state, we want to right click and put in our blend space run. Okay. I'm gonna pause this and reload my. Okay. So we want, from where we just left off 2 seconds ago, we want to go in here and go. Yes, run. Is the other blend space not coming up? Okay, here it is. Space run. Direction. Speed. File and save. And walking. And running. Just mission. It's not to save it. Oh yeah, not setting. We haven't set the speeds up. So to set the speeds up, we just want to get the character movement component in our player character in our replication graph. We're multi-class. Run. Drag off that and get max walk speed. Set max walk speed. And set that to run speed. We'll get the run speed from that in. It's going to copy 2 of these. And then go to multicast walk. Plug this in. And drag out of this and search up walk speed. Get that. Plug it in here. So now set the speeds correctly. Now we're walking. And we're running. And we're running. Okay, I'm gonna click that. Okay, so found my problem. This server walk right here I put in multiclass run. It's supposed to be multicast walk. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what my problem. Everything should on now from there should just work fine. And we have 2 players. So let's replicate it. So that's the sprinting done. I think I might cut this video off here. It actually ran a little bit longer than I thought. I think I do a little too much talking. I don't know. Let me know what I can do different about my videos. Maybe I don't explain something too much good enough. Maybe I'm over explaining something, but also thinking about people who don't know what they're doing, little problems that I ran into, and things that could help you maybe in the future. In the next video we'll do the camera rotation, also a few other things. I'm going to start on setting up classes and importing some melee animations. I found a pretty cool tool for converting Mixamo animations that's free and very easy to use. So I'll be showing you how to set that up and use that in the next video as well. We get over a bunch of animation. for Mixima. If you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Join my Discord if you have any questions, or just leave a comment below. I'm always active on Discord though. You can join my Discord channel, send me a private message, whatever. If you have any suggestions, leave them below or in my Discord channel, and I'll try to add them into the series. Planning on making this one a pretty long one, putting in, not just doing, but just I want to do more than just the basics basically, and just keep expanding it out into further and further and see where it goes from there. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.